Hi, I'm Severo from Hornet Plugins, and today we are here to show you our latest plugin, the Hatefish Regenerator. The Regenerator is a MIDI step sequencer that is based around the concept of Euclidean rhythms. It's an interesting algorithm that is designed to fill a certain number of steps with a certain number of beats, spreading them as more evenly as possible. So you always get some interesting rhythms out of the algorithm. And it's designed to be able to create almost every kind of rhythmic patterns that we have in Western music. So with this plugin, you can drive any synth or soft synth to create some rhythmic patterns and always be interesting. The plugin provides up to 16 different sequencer that you can route to up to 16 different MIDI channels of codes. And each of the sequencer may work in 5 different modes. The note, arpeggiator up, arpeggiator down, chord, and controller. In the first 4 modes, you are working with MIDI notes. The last mode, the control 1, works with MIDI control change. With the last mode, you can use the pattern provided by the arpeggiator to control parameters of your synth, making your rhythms even more interesting. But I won't talk anymore, and I show you how the plugin works, digging into the guide. Here on the left we have the sequencer selection controls. You have up to 16 different sequencer that you select clicking on the tab number. Then you have on-off button for each of the sequencers. You have the number of steps, the number of beats, and the channel, the MIDI channel, the mode that you can choose between a note, arpeggiator up, arpeggiator down, chords, and controller. And depending of the mode you have chosen, the different parameter changes or become unavailable. When the note is selected, you can choose, of course, the note number, the velocity, and the length of the note that is being played. When you select arpeggiator up, you don't have any kind of parameter to change because the plugin will arpeggiate the MIDI notes it has on its input. Same for arpeggiator down and for chord mode. With the control change mode, you can change, of course, the number of the control change, the value, and the length, like you can with a single note. For each sequencer, we also added an LFO. With this LFO, you can modulate for a certain amount, expressed in percentage here, the message sent by the sequencer. So if you, for example, choose the note mode, with this LFO set to 100%, we will be able to modulate the velocity of each of the steps from 0 to the value set here. So if I say 127 here, from the 0 to the maximum value. And clicking on every box here lets you edit the number. But you can also drag it up and down, so you have different way of changing the parameters. And you can turn off and on each of the sequencer, and changing the number of steps changes the graphical representation that show you which step are going to play and which are not, using a dark blue or a light blue color. So let's hear how the plugin works. I have put it on an audio track here in Ableton Live, and then I have chosen in another MIDI track the MIDI from this track where my plugin is on. Then I send this MIDI to a soft sync. Here is an electronic piano, and the output of the piano goes to the speakers. So it's pretty easy, pretty straightforward. I set the first sequencer to arpeggiator up, so I will show you both the note mode here in the number 2 and the arpeggiator mode in the number 1. So if I don't play any note, but I just press play on my transport, I get the second sequence playing. You see, it's 16 steps and 8 beats, so the algorithm divided in one playing, one not playing, all the pattern. So you get a simple, very simple pattern. On the first sequencer, I made something more complicated. So I say, for instance, I have 24 steps and 10 beats. So it's a more strange sequence. And I'm going to play C major on the keyboard. So it will arpeggiate my 3 notes using this division here. Now, if I change the LFO amount, you will hear that the velocity of the notes will change. Let's use 2 different numbers so we get more movement. So, as you probably have seen from this short video, the possibilities are almost endless. You got 16 different sequencers, so you can combine them and drive many scenes with a single instance and create really interesting patterns that you can, of course, also record in your DAW and edit later or use as a pattern for other sounds and rhythmic productions. So this plugin is available right now on www.honetplugins.com. You